Getting with the strengths, you're driving with a West Australian, and boy after my own heart, Garth Tander, who's in great form.
Yeah, Garth's been doing a great job this year. I mean, he's really been on the pace. He's been showing that the younger guys can do the job, and it's been great for the team. And obviously teaming up with him, hopefully we're going to be starting as one of the favourites. 161 laps, a long way, but I reckon we can do it. It'll be a good race.
It's sort of like the Melbourne Cup, isn't it? I mean, it's the longest race that you guys probably race in, and big crowd. I mean, they had that hit and giggle stuff a couple of weeks ago. This is the serious stuff at Bathurst.
Well, it is. I mean, it's the Super Bowl, it's the AFL Grand Final, it's the Melbourne Cup. It's of our sport, it's the pinnacle of the sport, and I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, the great crowd up there, everyone's talking about it. We're getting heaps of fan letters and stuff back at the team. Hey, it's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it.
A quick tip for the Emirates Stakes.
Well, I had Rogan Josh the other day, and that was an Indian dish, so I'm going black bean for the stakes.
Well done, Jason. Well, good luck on Sunday, and I'm sure Network 10 would be pleased to see you on the winner's dais on Sunday.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
There's Jason Bargwanna, my little mate. They breed them small, these racing car drivers, Pete.
Yes, and if he wants to chase ladies, then he's tagging the right fella there, Tim Gossage, in the betting ring.
Yeah, thanks.
And yeah, well, it's as good a way as any to pick winners, I think. If you like the food, Rogan Josh, you like the food, Black Bean, we can do all the form, and sometimes it doesn't matter.
Tim's a bit like a bad greyhound. He'd chase all day, but he'd never make a kill.
Exactly right, too. You've summed him up beautifully. We're coming to the third, the Troas Arrowfield Matriarch Stakes. It's a listed race over 2,000 metres. It's due at 12:45 Eastern Daylight Saving Time, so that is around about 29 minutes away from now. And here are the tote figures as they stand at present. Kim Angel at $5.20, Light Work $11.90, Sly Sandra at $7.10, 20 for Vesty, 31 Rubitoff, 15 for Vale, $8.90 Our Erin. These are for a $1 investment on Super Tab. The favourite is Nova Claus. She's probably entitled to be, but does she find some bad luck? $4.40, Distant Beauty $14.60, Hookah $16.30. Thursday's Child 32, all of those at long odds, the best of them being number 12, and that is Dame Kath, which is showing around about $27.30. So just under half an hour away from the start of the third, which is Troas Arrowfield Matriarch Stakes. And you've gone for the unlucky Nova Claus, Jen.
Yes, she can be very unlucky, Peter. You're quite right there. She, once again at Moonee Valley, she didn't have any luck, but the 2,000 metres I think will suit her. If she gets some cover here, she'll run on well. From number 11, Thursday's Child, number 1, Kim's Angel.
Vale's run the other day was pretty good, Rich.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Trained by Greg Mance, who's a good mate of mine, trains up at Ballarat, and Vale goes pretty well on soft track.
Light Work finished last in the Caulfield Cup. Prior to that was an outstanding effort in the Cranbourne Cup, and I think it at each way odds is the one to beat. Let's head down now for the presentation after the running of the Maribyrnong Plate race number 2 on the card, and join VRC committee member Mr Doug Reid.
Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, the Maribyrnong Plate is a long-standing race, and the successful horses have in most years gone on to be significant performers. In recent years, Flavour, Catnip beat Prowl, and of course last year Testarossa won this race, so there's very good form around it. Congratulations go to Jim Mason, the trainer, and to Sam Lee and his family, the winners, and congratulations to Stephen Baster on a running double. He's riding very well. It's now my pleasure to present the trophy to the family. Mr Sam Lee will accept. Thank you.
Mr Doug Reid, who's been a part of the racing scene here in Melbourne for many years and always looks forward to the Melbourne Cup Carnival. The kids are here, they're enjoying themselves, and I wonder if they'll look for omen bets. We're certainly looking for one in race 3 on the card, and I think we might be able to find one, Jen. So why don't we head down to the mounting yard and see what the action is going on down there?
Yes, looking forward to that. And don't forget, we do have the Shetland pony race later on too.
We do, and I don't know whether you'll be watching that, Richard Friedman, but I'm sure you'll find something to have a look at throughout the day.
I have my children out at the track here today, so I'm sure they'll keep me busy for hours.
You are going to be a very busy man. We'll catch up with you later in the day, and we'll catch up with you very shortly in the mounting yard. But as I said, we're looking for omen tips. And coming up in the next race is a horse called Sly Sandra. And I think that might be a bit of an omen for us, because we've got one of them. And in a minute, we'll be joining her in the marquee.
Yes,
Yes, I'm going to be backing Sandra. I mean, why not? I've got to follow my namesake. I haven't had a chance to put too many tips on this week, but I think I better get one on race 3. Well, as you can see, I'm joining you from the 10 marquee. The focus today shifted to family and fun, as has been the theme most of the week, really. As you can see, the marquee, a kaleidoscope of colour, balloons and festivities, so lots of people are going to be having lots of fun. Well, you still have a chance to win, as you know, the Magi Race of the Century competition we have been running all week. Now, entries have closed, but stay tuned because this afternoon we will be showing you the entire race and, of course, announcing the winner. Your chance to win 2 tickets to the Kentucky Derby, so stick around and stay glued to your tellies because we'll announce the winner in a little while. If you're having trouble picking a winner today, we'll go to the break with some tips from Milton Black and his look to the stars.
No, it's developed, it's getting world prominence now, and it's recognised as what I've always said, it is the greatest 2-mile horse race in the world.
Well, I didn't realise how big it was. When I was at school, like New South Wales, you know, used to stop and you'd always have the radios, and even the classrooms, they'd put it through the big loudspeakers in the classrooms and you'd always listen to it. But actually being there and realising, and I think the first one we won, well, the boys won, I didn't realise how big it was until the next day.
What an extraordinary week it has been. And you know, Melbourne Cup Carnival provides the most magical moments that so many trainers and jockeys and racing lovers around the world, if not, well, of course, not just racing lovers, but Australians in general, there are memories that are etched indelibly into the mind. Now, our fashion reporter Lynn Talbot's out and about roving as usual, and she's managed to track down one of the milliners to the stars, in fact herself.
I have indeed. Meet Georgina Kennedy, the creator of this beautiful hat here. And we're battling the noises or the fantastic sounds of the Wiggles, aren't we, at the moment? I don't know whether you can hear us, but we do have the Wiggles in the background. But look, we're here to talk about the beautiful silk flowers on some of the headpieces and the hats that we've seen. You must be impressed.
Oh, it's very good to see so many flowers out today, especially on little headpieces and on the huge hats that we see today. It's very good to see.
Now, a lot of people look at them and say, yes, they're beautiful, but can you give us some insight into what you as a milliner has to do to make them?
Well, especially with the rose that you're wearing today, it took around about 2.5 hours to make a flower like that. You use brass tools, French brass tools, and you use heat to heat the tools and then shape the flowers. So by the time it's finished, it's a very beautiful creation, but it takes quite a while to get to it.
Well, I guess the wonder of it is that you can actually match your fabric of your silk outfit perfectly with the flowers. Is that why they're so popular?
I think that could be one of the reasons why they're so popular, because you can actually get them to, you can use the actual material of your outfit so it can tie the whole hat into the outfit. And then you can also have a flower for the lapel of your jacket or on your dress as well. So.
Thank you, Georgina. Yours looks stunning, and we have seen some beautiful silk flowers on hats, rather large hats this year, and a lot of women are leaving their hats on their hat stand at home and just wearing simple looks, simple hair with just those beautiful flowers on top for a very fresh look at Flemington this year.
Thank you, Lynn. Yes, some of the hats this year have been wonderful, but as you say, a lot of the women are opting for a little bit of variety and fresh flowers. Well, who can go wrong at this time of the year, and particularly at Flemington, the home of the largest rose garden in the world, so there's quite a bit to compete with. Well, last year it was Chris Munns, this year John Marshall. Jockeys who have enjoyed the sweetest Melbourne Cup taste of all. Not champagne, but success. Well, to ride the winner of a cup is to perch yourself on a cloud and enjoy the view. There is one jockey that has enjoyed that position more than any other in living history.
Biggers picking it up down the outside, and Think Biggers got up to win the cup.
While the horse was Think Big,
there was nothing big about its rider. The 1974 Melbourne Cup was the first triumph for jockey Harry White.
First year I won on Think Big, I thought, what the hell's all the commotion about? Because I was sort of stunned more than anything. That was the first one, and I thought, what's all the interviews and people coming around to interview me? I thought, well, what's the big occasion, you know? But it hit me about a week later that I'd won the Melbourne Cup.
By 79, White had joined Bobby Lewis, a rider 60 years earlier, as the only jockey to be on board 4 Melbourne Cup winners. Think Big again in 75.
Going Think Big has got to the front from Medici. Down the outside is Holiday Wagon, but Think Big is the leader. Holiday Wagon is coming home well, followed by Medici. Then Suleiman can't win, but Think Big wins.
In 78, the unlikely Arwan won. The race confirming White's class. Some horses are born to stay, and Harry White was born to ride them. A jockey unmatched in skill and knowledge over 2 miles.
Arwan in front from Bold, that's close to home. Arwan in front. Arwan for home, he'll win. Arwan from Daredevil.
A year later, Hyperno sneaked home, and White was into the record books.
Hyperno on the outside and Salamander. Salamander, Hyperno, Salamander. They hit the bunny finish. Nearly a dead heat between Hyperno and Salamander.
Nothing's impossible. I was always a dreamer as a young apprentice that I would win a Melbourne Cup, and I proved that I could.
Nowadays, Harry is still a stayer, of a kind, content to stay away from the spotlight on his farm, where a special place is reserved for memories that will never fade.
He had dignity in death. He died right here. He loved to go here under this pine tree.
4 Melbourne Cup wins in 6 years. Harry White liked living in the 70s.
It is Emirates Stakes Day as part of the Melbourne Cup Carnival, day 4 of the carnival, and as you can see, the focus, family and kids. The Shetland Pony Race is not too far away, as is the big one, the Emirates Stakes. Race 6 on the card, coming up at 2:45. Just a few hours to go. The crowds are swelling, the excitement is building. Stick around and stay tuned to Network 10. We'll be back with more of our live and exclusive coverage of the Melbourne Cup Carnival. Welcome back to our coverage of the Melbourne Cup Carnival. Some images there of Victoria, and as you can see, resplendent with parks and people out enjoying themselves, and it provides one of the most beautiful weeks on the calendar and a gorgeous backdrop to the carnival itself. Well, the horses are gathering for the big one, which is, of course, race 3, the next race. Peter and Jenny are in the mounting yard, and how's my namesake going there, guys?
Oh, your namesake looks terrific, Sandra. I hope you've had something each way on her.
Each way?
Yes.
On to win.
Oh, confidence. That's what we like to hear.
Is she ever?
Little cowboy down there.
Too, doesn't
well,
she?
you know.
Well, let's see if we can find a few to take around Sly, Sandra, and maybe even an alternative winner. Hopefully not for our Sandra's sake, but this is the Troas Arrowfield Matriarch Stakes, Jen, and they're in the mounting yard now and about to go to the 2,000 metre gates. And first of all, let's start them off with the West Australian horse number 1, Kim Angel, to be ridden by Paul King for Paula Wigg at Flemington. Had the 1 start, and that was on Cox Plate Day over here I'm talking about.
Yes, well, she's had terrific form in Perth, this horse. She's got a great record, 25 starts for 10 wins, 9 seconds and 1/3. She looks extremely well suited back to mare's class here. Her only concern, of course, must be the 59 kilos, but her form's very, very good.
Number 2, Light Workers from the John Hawke stable, Darren Gauci, the rider, and I think you've just got to put a pen through the Caulfield Cup run, Jen, and the run before that in the Cranbourne Cup was outstanding.
Yeah, she looks well placed back in this type of race as well. 56.5 kilos. I must say, Peter, her best form is normally with a lot less weight. Oh, not a lot less weight, but certainly less weight than 56.5. She'll get back. She should be running on at the end.
What about Sly Sandra, number 3, to be ridden by Craig Williams for Lee Hope?
Well, she goes forward in her races, and she does like a bit of give in the ground. She'd probably like even a bit more than there is here today. She's definitely got a chance in this race.
Number 4, Vesti, Brett Preble, the informed rider for Peter Hayes at Flemington, got involved in that altercation qualification in the Toorak Handicap and then finished down the track at Moonee Valley.
Yes, she can improve stepping up to the 2,000 metres. She prefers the real hard dry track, but she still goes okay on this type of going the dead.
Vale's run the other day was pretty good. At 100 to 1, it finished second behind Noir Sear and will be ridden by Larry Cassidy today, coming from gate number 13 for Greg Mance.
Stepping up to the 2,000 metres, Peter, that is my little concern there. She was 1,600 metres on Saturday. I thought she had every chance there as well, so I'd say a place chance for Val today.
She was second in that race. Third in that race was Our Erin, number 7, which made up some ground at the end. Shane Dyer's the rider, but not well off at the gate, 17 here for Cliffy Brown.
Yes, I thought she had her chance on Saturday. She's okay with a bit of the sting out of the ground here, and the thing about it, she's untried at the distance, so I'd say a place chance for Our Erin.
Sooner or later, the breaks are going to go the way of Nova Claus, number 8, and when they do, she's going to be very hard to beat. Today might be the day. Leon McDonald trains and Damien Oliver has the ride.
Yes, I think she'll get quite a nice run here, Peter, but once again, she's a horse that does need luck. You've got to hold your breath on many occasions with her, but on her last effort, the 2,000 looks ideal for her, and if she does have any luck, she's going to be very hard to beat.
9 Distant Beauty comes out of the David Hall yard, and he could train a rocking horse to victory at the moment. Aaron Spiteri this time is the rider, and she is looking for 5 in a row.
And she also drops down to 51.5 kilos from her run on Tuesday. She's racing in terrific heart, this horse. She may go forward here, and you just can't pot the stable at the moment.
They look to be the main chances of this big field in the Troas Arrowfield Matriarch Stakes. What did you come up with?
I'm going with number 8, Nova Claus, to get a little bit of luck today to win from number 11, Thursday's Child, and number 1, Kim Angel.
Nova Claus is the favourite at $4.60. Good chances given to Kim Angel at $5.50. And look at that on the tote. There's been a significant move for Kim Angel. It has tightened up $3.70 into $5.50. So that is a big move. That takes a bit of money. Light Workers at very good each way odds, $11. And also in the betting was Sly Sandra at number 3, obviously, for various reasons. One, that she's in good form, and it's around about the $6 mark, and there you see the roughies over the page. Down in the betting ring, has there been such a move for the West Australian Kim Angel? We'll find out with another West Australian, Tim Gossage.
Thank you very much, Peter Donegan. There was a bit of money early for Kim Angel. There's 6 runners under double figures. It's a very open race. You get each way odds, dollar for dollar each way odds for most of them. Best money late, though, has come for Our Erin, Shane Dyer's mount, number 7. It's come in a couple of points, still, as I said, at good odds. And you were talking about Sly Sandra. I thought there was another one named after her, Distant Beauty.
Oh, yes, definitely so. So we'll take the Quinella, shall we?
Yes.
Sly Sandra and Distant Beauty, and they'll run over the 2,000 metres. They turn after about 600, but it's a pretty big field here, and you can get posted because they tend to jump out of the gates. They'll get a position, and then they'll sit up. So some of these might get trapped a little bit wide. Nova Claus from Jennifer, Vale from Richard, Light Work from Letzi and myself, Nova Claus from Dan, and Sly Sandra for Gary Willits. They're heading up to the gates now for the start of race number 3, and we'll head to a break on this, the 4th day of the Melbourne Cup Carnival for 1999. You're watching it live around Australia and throughout the United States on Network 10. Melbourne's weather today might live up to its reputation. We might have a few seasons here this afternoon. The sun has been out. The kids are enjoying themselves, although we may have to check on that situation again in a couple of minutes after that ride here at Flemington today. And as you can hear, Roy Higgins, former champion jockey, dual Melbourne Cup winning jockey, is with me for the first time today. G'day, Roy.
Hi, Pete. How are you?
All right.
That's not my kettle of fish, that.
No, I don't think I'd like to see you on that one.
Maybe late at night, not in the morning, though.
I have seen you on one late at night,
oh, yes,
but that's
right.
another story.
Yeah, that's another story. Okay, here I did like to look at the 8 Nova Claus. I thought it's come up a little bit too short on the tote, really. It's had no luck its last couple, or she's had no luck the last couple. D. Oliver on barrier 2. You've got a bit going for you today. I marked her on top of the little girl, number 10, Hucker. She goes good, this girl. I think the 2,000 on a softies track here will suit. Certainly the top weight, the big Perth mare in number 1, Kim Angel. She's a lovely big mare, this mare. She's won in similar conditions to what we have here today. She'll run well. And number 3, Sly Sandra. This mare will appreciate the distance and the going. She's no oil painting, this lady, but I can assure you she's very fit. I marked them 8, 10, 1 and 3 for race 3 on the program. Pete?
Well, this Sly Sandra mightn't be an oil painting, so she doesn't fit in with our Sly Sandra down in the marquee, because she looks absolutely beautiful today. And just looking ahead briefly to the Emirates Stakes later on, have you seen a more open race?
No, I haven't. Mind you, it is very similar to this each year. I think I won the race 4 times during my career, and we used to nearly say the same thing every year. Very seldom you had standout horses running in the race.
Yeah.
So, but this year, it's not trying to find the winner, try and find the one that can't win.
I don't think there is one.
That's the hardest. That's not the. That's the hardest thing to do. You know, every horse has trained nicely for that race.
Oh, well, your thoughts
I'll be throwing my hands up. I'll just throw my hands up.
Well, they're going to be all important before that race, and we'll join you throughout the day, right?
Okay, Pete, thanks.
Roy Higgins, courtesy of Sport 927. Gates are being filled now. And let's have a chat to Aaron Spiteri, who was aboard Distant Beauty here a short time ago. He caught up with Mark Aston.
Distant Beauty's chances today? Yeah, I think she's got a very good chance today. She goes up in distance from 1700 to 2000. It doesn't look to be a lot of pace in the race, but I might sit behind Sly Sandra. I think she can go very well today.
Good thinker, that young man, Aaron Spiteri. He does a lot of homework. He knows about the pace of races, as do most of the jockeys, and so they should. You know, they put a lot of work into it because it can be a very rewarding profession, and it's like anything in life. The more you put into it, the more you get out of it. And Aaron Spiteri is amongst that fine group of young riders who are making a name for themselves here in Melbourne and indeed around Australia. Tim Gossage, any news from the betting ring?
Still coming for Our Erin, Peter. Yes, Shane Dyer's Mount Our Erin, $8.70 on the tote, a couple of points shorter in the ring. Nova Claus and Sly Sandra will jump equal favourites. Best money in the race, though, is for Shane Dyer's Mount Our Erin. And
it will come from a wide gate here in the Cliff Brown colours of the red with the black and white checks and the white sleeves. Dan Malicki's getting ready as Vesti has just given a bit of a warm-up to come up towards the gates. Gary Willits, what did you like?
Well, funny you should mention Vesti. I thought Vesti looked very well. I'd put that in. You know, if you're taking a trifecta, you'd have to put it in. I like the look of the 8 Nova Claus. I thought Distant Beauty looks very well. Won the other day and drops 3.5 kilos. And the other one was number 3, Sly Sandra. A bit different from the Sandra we know. But this will be interesting, this race, Dan, because you'll... this is where we'll really find out how this track is.
First circle race for the day. It's over 2,000. Distant Beauty going in now, and they're all set to go. Mare's locked away. Clear given now, and they're off and racing. Dame Kath a little slow. Danish Habit eased out of it early. Sly Sandra wasn't all that flash to begin. She usually races up on the pace. Is in about 6th spot now. Plata Aura in search of the lead from Kim Angel and Vesti. Then Sly Sandra to 4th from Ruby Toff the inside. A little wider Vale with Distant Beauty, Duke Crazy and Hooker pushing through in the middle. Duke Crazy very deep there. Then Nova Claus a bit worse than midfield on the inside of Thursday's Child and Light Work. Then Danish Habit on the fence as Nova Claus gets one away from the rails. Strictly Jazz back to 3rd last, and then Dame Kath and Our Erin out the back of the field. 1,400 metres to go. Plata Aura the leader from Distant Beauty now up to 2nd. Sly Sandra a length and a half away 3rd. 2 lengths away Vesti 4th. A half back 5th is Duke Crazy now one away from the rails. Then Kim Angel and Vale. Next is Hooker. The inside Ruby Toff. Between runners Thursday's Child and Light Work 3 deep. Next is Nova Claus. Danish Habit was on the inside. 2 lengths away Dame Kath is back to 2nd last, and Our Erin's around it. Strictly Jazz is about 4th last, but is sitting out 3 or 4 wide. About 900 to go, and the leader Plata Aura just in front of Distant Beauty. They try and slow up just a little bit here. Sly Sandra's going up to make a line of 3. 2 lengths away Vesti, and then Duke Crazy. Next is Vale. They're getting away from the rails now, and then Kim Angel, Hooker, Thursday's Child. Next is Strictly Jazz out very wide as Sly Sandra took over before the turn. At the 600 metres, she's well away from the rails and got 2 lengths in front of Distant Beauty. Then came Duke Crazy. In behind runners was Plata Aura, Vesti going through on the inside, and then came Wide Out Vale from Light Work, and then came Hooker. Nova Claus well back, but Sly Sandra going for home. At the 400 is out by 3 lengths to Distant Beauty. Kim Angel into the clear. Now Nova Claus running on, and down the outside Our Erin. Sly Sandra the leader. Nova Claus and Our Erin are running on strongly, but Sly Sandra's got 4 lengths. Second at the moment Nova Claus, Our Erin, then Dame Kath. Sly Sandra 2 in front. Our Erin and Nova Claus are coming. Sly Sandra a length in front. Our Erin running out of ground, and Sly Sandra wins it. Half a length. Our Erin second. Nova Claus has run 3rd. Then Dame Kath and Kim Angel. Next in Thursday's Child. A good gap then to Strictly Jazz, Distant Beauty and Hooker. Back behind them Duke Crazy, Danish Habit, Light Work, and then Vale, Plata Aura, Ruby Toff, and Vesti hasn't quite made the trip, was pulled up right on the line.
Gee, well, what a game ride by Craig Williams, and I saw our Sly Sandra doing a little dance in the 10 marquee then, Dan.
With the cowboy hat?
Yeah, with the cowboy hat.
Number 3, 378 are the numbers, and it won easily, Sly Sandra. It was a gem of a ride. They looked like they were just trying to pull up a little bit at the 800, and that's when he went, and it was a winning break. Our Erin terrific. Nova Claus, no excuses this time, and she went pretty well running third.
Well, here's Craig Williams on Sly Sandra, and she's worked away, but it was a really game ride. He took her to the front, you know, about just 600 metres from home, and it's very hard to lead all the way, but Craig obviously knew what he was doing. I think he rode a similar when she ran at Caulfield. And right on the outside is Our Erin, ridden by Shane Dye, and it's got home very well, but Sly Sandra, she's flowing. Got that break on him, and it's a bit hard to pick up, and that's right where we walked. He's picked the right spot on the track to be, where all the new ground is, because you've got to remember there's been 500 horses race on this track over the first 3 days, and there's been 37 races on it, and 3 today now, so there's 40 races. But she's gone to the line, she's held them all out. Nova Claus, I couldn't make an excuse for today.
Confident ride, but Craig does his homework. You would have noticed he rode a 100-to-1 winner during the Caulfield Cup Carnival, stuck to the fence when everyone else didn't want to.
That's right.
He's a very clever young man, and it's good to see him ride a winner like Sly Sandra. And although the winning margin was probably half a length at the end, she was probably not in any danger in the home stretch.
No, it was, you know, as we said, it was a great ride, and he sort of got that break on him where all the others are all jostling for positions to get out there. But you can see the two right on the outside, Shane Dye in the quartered cap, Damien Oliver in the pink just inside of him, and in the gold with the breastplate there and the white blaze, that's Sly Sandra, and Craig Williams got right away. Very good win.
Lee Hope, the trainer, Craig Williams, the jockey. That's Craig on screen giving the winner a pat. Peter Donegan in the mounting yard.
Yes, with the winning trainer, Lee Hope. Congratulations. Looks as though you've got some pretty excited owners here today.
Oh, they're very, very happy today, and it's a listed race for them, and if she's going to go to start, it'll probably help her.
Almost a replica of the last start win, and I thought Craig used his head in that race. They slackened the pace off over near the half mile, and he decided he wasn't going to sit there. He'd take advantage of it.
That's correct, and look, that's the way she likes to race, is just bowl along. She's been very fortunate, like last time at Caulfield, the rain came, and then last night. It does certainly help her. I was a little bit worried probably Thursday when the track was 3.7. That worried me a little bit.
She was strong at the end, though, wasn't she? Because those other horses got out into what's supposed to be the better going, but she just kept on boxing on.
Yeah, she's tough. She's tough. She'll just keep going.
Go and get back to the owners. Lee, well done.
Thank you very much.
Lee Hope, the winning trainer with Sly Sandra, and the Omen bet is up here in the third, the Troas Arrowfield Matriarch Stakes, and a very, very strong performance by that mare, making it 2 in a row now after a very similar win at Caulfield going back a couple of weeks ago. We'll head to a break now. The owners are pretty happy. You can hear them in the background, and they'll be at the presentation, and so will we when we come back to Flemington. They're happy.
Oh, they're very happy, and a standing ovation for the jockey as well, if you don't mind.
Yeah, it was a beauty, and a happy Craig Williams pulling up there on Sly Sandra after winning the Troas Arrowfield Matriarch Stakes, and they are a very happy lot of connections, and I know you know a few of them, Jen. It's always great to see people enjoying themselves, and they're going to enjoy themselves tonight.
They've just had a lot of fun with that horse, they really have, and it's great to win over Cup Carnival.
Des Gleeson about to give us the signal after the third. Correct weight. Weights there, brought to you by Magic. Correct weight there after 3, 7 and 8 were the numbers. Margins are half by 1 1/4. Time was 2:03.3. There are the details on the third. Here are the other details, the important ones, the dividends with Dan Malecki.
Sly Sandra first, very professional ride from Craig Williams, $7.20 and $2.40. Our Erin, $2.80, and Nova Claus, $2.10. They're all in the market. The trifecta, $358.90. Quinella, $27.90. Exacta, $64.30. Race to race double, $99.40. Well, Tim Gossage, just prior to the race, before walking in, you mentioned 3 horses. They ran 1, 2, 3.
And the trifecta, what a massive dividend, Dan. $360 for 3 of the top 4 favourites. So, yes, hopefully people did follow the money movers down here in the bookmakers ring. In race 4 in the program, Fabiano's Sons opened up favourite on the tote. Not so in the ring. Benjar, call it what you like, Peter Donegan. I'll just settle for number 3 is the favourite.
Yeah, thanks very much. Thanks for being so much help. We had a rather spirited discussion this morning in the production area about what the name of this horse